My takeaways from the last press conference before the big fight on Saturday night, September 13th. Finally, man. You know how long I've been waiting on this fight? I've been talking about this even before it was official. It goes back to like maybe even 2 years. But my takeaways from this last press conference, first of all, I liked how both guys looked. You know, Canelo came in looking like a G in the black tank top with the shades on. Crawford came in with the white shirt. And I'm real interested on seeing this weigh-in tomorrow because just looking at him at the press conference, I would go back and forth, back and forth. And if you do that, you clearly see that the delts and traps on Terrence Crawford are bigger than Canelo Alvarez. He's wider. His traps go up higher. Not that that necessarily means anything, but it does mean, not that it means anything in the ring necessarily, but it does mean that Terrence is putting in the work. You can see Canelo's putting in the work. I just don't think Canelo's the bigger guy, but I've always said that. But Canelo's used to fighting professionally at a higher weight, even though Terrence walks around at 180, 190, as I've been saying. But one thing I liked is how Canelo checked Max Kellerman when Max was talking about Dana White and the UFC being bigger than boxing. Canelo was like, nah, it's not bigger than boxing. And Terrence said no lies. He agreed too. I'm like, UFC is not bigger than boxing. There was a time it might have been, but definitely right now. Who's the main dude that anyone's talking about in the UFC? What's his name? Aspinall? Nah. Without John Jones? Nah. Can't agree with that, Max. And I don't agree that Dana White's the biggest promoter either, man. That's Don King, man. Don King. I'm not gonna snatch props from Don King and give it to Dana White. And something else, I saw Dana White on Nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco, and Chad was trying to get a fight going, and with this big guy from the NFL, I forget his name, but I think it was Jerome something. But Dana White wasn't interested, and Dana White was saying that guy's a monster, meaning big compared to you, Chad. And Chad said, "You heard of David and Goliath?" And Dana White, who I believe is an atheist, which makes no sense. I did a video on that. Go check it out years ago. And Dana White said, "Isn't that a myth? Is that true, or is that a myth?" Yes, it's true, Dana. It's not a myth. Someday you'll find out. Hopefully you get yourself right. But anyway, I just found that very disturbing that Dana White said that's a myth. No, it's not. It's a myth that you pay your fighters right in the UFC, Dana. But and I liked how Terrence Crawford handled the crowd too. And both guys were very respectful. Canelo shook Terrence Crawford's hand. And the most fireworks really at the press conference was between Dana White and this between Dana White and this unruly reporter that kept trying to ask about the Muhammad Ali Act and TKO. And Dana White was saying, "I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about the fighters here. Let's talk about that." And the guy said, "Okay, next question," and still went back to that. He was doing like a lawyer, asking the same question in different ways. Then Dana White said again, "Okay, we can talk about it privately. Let's just deal with the fight right now." Guy said, "Okay, next question." Did it again 3 times. Dana White was like, "Okay, and I'm going to clean it up." He's like, "Since you want to be a butt, we could just meet, but we're talking about these fighters." And the guy agreed that they'd meet in private. But I was like, that was the most fireworks really at the press conference, because both fighters you see are really zeroed in on the big event Saturday night, as they should be. And I hope it's not a boring fight, because, both guys are counter punchers. I don't think it will be a boring fight. I'm still picking Terrence Crawford by KO or TKO. And this is your last chance to call me crazy, because after the fight on September 13th, which is Saturday, Won't nobody be able to call me crazy and have any credibility after that. Anyway, it's the J. Roos Theory. Make sure you beat down that thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe. The Cash App, $J Roos 33. Backup platform in WJ or channel number 2 in WJ. The Instagram, the J. Roos Theory. LSR forever. And be fearless. Yay.